Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett, and today I'm going to be getting into a video on ROI charts, and this is return on investment. Now, as far as this video goes, this is part of the investment videos I've done in the past, plus the 3D print videos I'll be doing in the future. I have a 3D printer that is coming in, and it'll be in by July, something almost mid-July, and I want it over time to pay for itself. And the thing is I found doing ROI charts is very helpful when you either have a hobby that is going to make some money. It doesn't have to be a huge amount, just some money, or a side business, or maybe a full-fledged business that you're dealing with. So as far as that goes, once you have everything set up, it is very, very simple. You will spend seconds going into here, doing whatever, and it's all automated. So as far as it goes, as a quick example, now let's just say, for example, that we bought something. I can go in and just add it into here, and that way it'll update the stuff, and you know, that's it. Or let's say, better yet, we sold something. So what I can do is just put in the date, and then try to find the item on the items list, and then find the filaments that's needed on the filaments list. So find a filament number, and what I can do is just put those there, and from the store page or whatever, I can put in the price. So let's just say $1,000, and since there is no return, what you would want to do if you had a return is do the $1,000 plus, you know, shipping, labels, and whatever. So just note that. But let's just say that there is no return. So what happens is I can go to the estimated costs, because, you know, it costs money to make anything, unless you're doing something like prostitution. But even then, gas and whatever, so it still does cost you a little bit of money. But so it's $200, and then let's just say that we're that horrible with math. I could say $200 from that. And then let's say the shipping is $1, and there we go. Or I can, let's say, if I'm really that lazy, when I go here, I can just click that plus $1, and that will give me the proper amount. And just by putting in a handful of numbers, a few seconds, a lot quicker than what I just showed you, what you found is you sold an item for $1,000. It costs to make and ship out the item $201, and you made a total profit of $799. And by the way, the total profit of all your sales is that amount. If we go to here, we can see that how much it's helped out against how much we spent in the past, and also the total ROI and the total ROI percentage. So these things really do help you with just this handful of things. And even down to the charts, we can, if you want to, you can make a chart on things like what item sells the most. You can make charts on items that has the highest return rate. So basically, if you have a lot of refunds coming in, what item should you just stop making, because, you know, it just has too much money being lost on its own refunds and whatever time, whatever. And you can add things into here like time and other things, and that way it helps you out even further. But as far as that goes, just that little bit can help people out quite a bit. Now let's get into the costs. Oh, and by the way, if I say, oh, I only have 0.5 pounds of filament, half pound of filament, I can look in here and say, oh, it takes a pound to make this. So I know with the given cell, I need to buy more of the consumable in order to complete the cell for whenever it comes up. So it even helps you on that aspect into itself. And you can do simple things like, say, for example, with this, we can do conditional formatting, where if the number is greater or less than, then it will actually do something. So if I wanted to, I can add another thing saying how much filament. So how much filament, so FIL, and then put in, say, 1 pound, and let's just say 1, and basically I can go into the filaments, and if I got standard units, this will help out more. But what I can do is say for that, format that, anything greater than or equal to this, then mark it as green. Otherwise, anything less that, mark it as red. You know, it's simple crap. So as far as that goes, in fact, let's go ahead and mark that as red, just to show you. So from a quick glance, if I get an order for this particular order number, I can see, oh crap, we don't have enough filament. So I know to go ahead and order some more so I can complete the order for the customer. You know, it's some basic stuff like that you can do. Now, also, major thing that you can do is see repeated costs. So for example, if you got a lot of maintenance going on or something else, you can see what all your costs is going to get sucked into. You spend a little bit more time onto this. You can figure out, is it resources, is it single cost that's eating up everything, or something else. So a quick example of this is McDonald's. They have a movie out, that pretty famous movie that came out a couple years back, and basically in the movie, the guy who got McDonald's the way where it is, Ray whatever, well, he along with other people, they found out the freezers was eating up near entire, if not the entire profits, because the thing is they were able to get sales. All that was positive, all that was gravy. But the fact of the matter is they were running into this problem where the return on investments was not panning out. They were either in the red or near red. And the fact of the matter is they had to figure out how to get out of that. So what they found is the freezers itself was eating up all the costs. Therefore, they had to figure out how to get around that. But without using proper books that, you know, obviously back then they didn't have computers, but without using proper books that has this type of information in it, they wouldn't know to look at the freezers in order to fix the problem. They would just assume that the business overall is bad, instead of seeing, oh, it's just this one item that's taking the business and not the business model or what it may be. So that is a major thing that you have to realize when you're dealing with ROI charts, is these help you out in more ways than you might realize. Is you can figure out how much an item takes to cost into making and time, if you have enough of the consumable to make the item. Like here, I can say, oh, I want to buy this particular filament again. So what I will do is go to the seller and click on that, and that takes me to the Amazon listing, so I can buy more from that seller, and that way I can make this item, which will make this sell. So, you know, it's just these small little things that most people who's going into this don't really think about, but it can help them out massively at the end of the day. Now, as far as that goes, how do I have my stuff set up? Well, basically what I have is on the main page, all I care about is costs over time and profits versus loss. And what you can do, by the way, for this is you can copy and paste Control-C, Control-V into different sheets. And the big thing to note here is all this is if I cared about time, like how much time it takes to make stuff, then I'll add it there. But because with 3D printers, you just put a thing on there and there you go. And I'm not expecting to go into full production mode. I don't want it to be that way. But that if it ever does become that and there's some serious money coming in, then I might have to start keeping track of that. And that way I can see, oh, this does take a lot more time. So let's drop this product versus this other product, which might make a little bit less money, but there's a lot less time involved with it. The sales are equal or even higher, so it makes more money in the long run because I'm able to print more out and able to push more out versus the whatever object is. So this is a big thing to note, is you can see all that stuff if you have it set up right again. But with the front page, I'll do something around that. This second page, this needs to be either sales or cost, depending on which one you go. Right now, I don't have a printer yet, so I'm going to cost because that's one I'm going to go to more. But once I get my printer and everything gets stable down, I'll switch it over to the sales. And what happens is with the cost, major thing that you need to note there is you need to note major events. So I don't have my printer yet, so we're in pre-printer phase. We're in pre-selling phase. So what I can do is list everything in the pre-selling phase, add everything up that was in the pre-selling phase together. So I can say it took me this amount of money to get to this point, and that way I can quickly reference it if need be. Now you might see stuff like here, like tax. You need to be very accurate with the numbers. So most of this I bought off Amazon in bulk. And basically when you buy a large number of things, basically what happens is the Amazon, it gives you how much the item per item costs, but they have taxes on a separate part. So you need to add whatever it costs for buying that right there. And if shipping is there, you need to add shipping. So I imagine in the future, whenever I'm getting filaments and stuff like that, if I'm buying more than one filament, if I'm buying simply one filament, one product, then that's one thing. But if I'm buying, whatever, then I can just go down here and put tax a few times, shipping a few times, whatever comes up. But a big thing to note is a lot of this was for a enclosure for the printer. And what I could do is, if I wasn't so sure of it right now, what I could have done is went ahead and just got a printer and whatever filament I thought I need, and maybe a few other items. But for the most part, not worry about pretty much any of this down here. And then later on, go ahead and buy all of that. Go ahead and make a new event marker by just going down here, merging and typing in something. And from there, I can say how much that costs, and I can see the date whenever that was purchased. If from there I can get a good estimate, did it massively help the sales or not? And should I expand upon it, or should I say, well, that was a nice try, whatever. That way I can guide the project whichever way that I need to. It's very useful to do these type of things. But the big thing to note is that you have to be very accurate with these numbers if possible. So another big thing to note is as far as the things like the items, you need to figure out how much you want to put down and whatever. And like, say for example, if I wanted to, I could say within sales, any item that is one, so anything like that, then automatically add it up here, and that way I can see how much that one singular item has made me over its existence. You can do things like that, but for me, I kind of don't care. I just care how much it costs to make, how long it takes to make. Do I have enough filament to make the item? And from here, I can just figure out everything else that I need to know and go from there. Now, one of the cool things that with this is this can massively help you with taxes. Note, you need to still keep receipts and whatnot, but this will help you out to figure out within this period you spent this amount. And if I wanted to, what I could do is easily, let's say for example, I can highlight that, right click, or sorry about that, I can right click the cell and insert a link, and that takes me to the product page, and that way I can see the exact product and all the other stuff. Maybe I need to buy another one, or maybe for taxes and whatever, I can take a look and see is this business expense or not. So stuff like that is very, very helpful when you're dealing with that. So as far as that goes, that's pretty much about it that I wanted to show. And if you've got any questions on this, then feel free to leave it down there in the comment section. Note that you can actually do this for free on Google, hence why I'm doing it on there. Obviously, Excel, you got more stuff you can play with, but the problem with Excel is you have to pay for that, at least I think you do. And on top of that, it doesn't automatically save, whereas this, it automatically saves. I had problems in the past where Excel, I'd done like 5-6 hours of work in Excel and it just kind of went away because the computer restarted or something happened, and problems happen from there. Whereas this, it's a lot easier. And it's a lot easier to share it because I don't have to worry about if someone else has Excel. I don't have to worry about if someone has all these other things. I can just basically go there and share the files if need be. So as far as that goes, that is something to note. If you got any questions, anything else, then feel free to leave that down in the comment section, and leave a like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next video. Have a great day.